Hello, my amazing friends. We'll be discussing palpation of central CVS. Palpation in palpation, we'll be confirming all our inspectory findings. So in palpation, first we'll check for the apical impulse location, and then all other pulsations apart from the apical impulse, which we have seen in inspection, that we'll be confirming in palpation. So first comes apical impulse location. Normal apical impulse is in left fifth intercostal space. So the way we do is, this is jugular notch. Just slide your hand below the jugular notch till you get a bony prominence. This bony prominence is angle of Lewis. Beside it will be second rib. So this is second rib. Below it is second intercostal space. So this is second intercostal space, third intercostal space, fourth intercostal space and fifth intercostal space. Normally, apical impulse is located in left fifth intercostal space medial to mid-clavicular line. So this is clavicle. So an imaginary line in the center will be mid-clavicular line. Within it will be the apical impulse. The way you check for apical impulse is, keep your palm over the chest and feel for a maximum pulsation at one point. So here I am getting a maximum pulsation. So this is the location of apical impulse. Now we can see it is in second, third, fourth, fifth intercostal space medial to mid clavicular line. If you are unable to appreciate in this position, we ask the patient to turn towards the either side. काका थोडं त्या बाजूला वळा पूर्ण. हां. In this way the apical impulse becomes prominent. Okay. सरळ झोपा काका. So normally the apical impulse should be located in left fourth or fifth intercostal space medial to mid-clavicular line, or within 10 cm from the sternum, occupying one intercostal space. There is just a thrust, but there is no lift. This is normal apical impulse. Whereas there are also abnormalities like tapping apical impulse. Tapping apical impulse is same like normal, except there is no thrust in it. There are also conditions where there is hyperdynamic state, that is, there is volume overload seen in mitral regurgitation, aortic regurgitation or VSD, where the apical impulse in case of hyperdynamic state is shifted downward and laterally, and in case of hyperdynamic state there will be the apical impulse which is ill sustained because it is occupying less than 1/3 of the systole, and we get diffuse apex in case of hyperdynamic state. Other condition is heaving apical impulse, which we get in pressure overload like systemic hypertension or aortic stenosis. Here the apical impulse is shifted outward. Example, this is the fifth intercostal space, so the apical impulse will be shifted over here, that is outward, and it is a forcible apical impulse. Lift is well sustained, so you can feel that your fingertip is well sustained, because here the duration of systole is more than 2/3. There are conditions where apical impulse are not seen. Physiologically, if the apical impulse is behind the rib, or in case of females where there is breast tissue, or the person is well built. Pathologically, it is not seen in case of emphysema, pericardial effusion and pleural effusion. Now we look for pulsations other than apical impulse pulsations. Parasternal pulsation or parasternal heave. So to check for parasternal heave, keep the heel of the hand, this is the sternum, over the parasternal area, and you see if your heel of the hand is lifted. This is how you check for parasternal heave. Parasternal heave we get in two conditions, either right ventricular hypertrophy or left atrial hypertrophy. The way we differentiate is, in right ventricular hypertrophy, the apical impulse is shifted laterally, whereas in left atrial hypertrophy, apical impulse is shifted downward and lateral. So if there is downward and lateral shift, it is left atrial hypertrophy. If apical impulse is shifted laterally, it is right ventricular hypertrophy. So we get to know whether it is right ventricular hypertrophy or left atrial hypertrophy. Then we look for epigastric pulsation. So for epigastric pulsation, keep your thumb in the epigastric area, check where you are getting the pulsation. If you get pulsation over the tip of the thumb, that is here, then it is right ventricular hypertrophy. If you are getting pulsations over the pulp of the thumb, this is pulp of the thumb, then it is aortic cause. So the aortic cause could be either aortic aneurysm or aortic regurgitation. If you are getting pulsation on the right lateral border of the thumb over here, then it's hepatic cause. That could be TS, that is tricuspid stenosis, or tricuspid regurgitation. Okay. So we have checked for parasternal pulsation, epigastric pulsation. Now in left second intercostal space, we check for diastolic shock. Diastolic shock is palpable P2. Okay. So this is angle of Lewis. Second rib, left second intercostal space. If you get palpable P2, that is diastolic shock. Then we look for supraclavicular pulsation. Supraclavicular pulsations will be seen in case of aortic regurgitation. This is suprasternal. So this is clavicle. Supraclavicular pulsation will be seen in aortic regurgitation, whereas suprasternal pulsation, that is above the sternum, will be seen in aneurysm of the aorta. So suprasternal in aneurysm of aorta and supraclavicular pulsation seen in aortic regurgitation. Then you check for thrills in all the four areas with the metacarpals: aortic area, pulmonary area, tricuspid area, mitral area. So the areas of the heart, this is angle of Lewis, second rib, second below it will be second intercostal space. So this is left second intercostal space, this is right second intercostal space. Around 2 centimeter lateral to the sternum, these are the two areas. In the right intercostal space, 2 centimeter lateral to sternum, there is aortic area. In the left second intercostal space, 2 centimeter lateral to sternum is pulmonary area. Second, third, fourth, and this is fifth. So in the fifth intercostal space, just beside the sternum is tricuspid area, and in fifth intercostal space, in the mid clavicular line will be the mitral area. So in all these four areas we check for the thrill. Okay. We use palm for checking the different pulsations. Example, this is heel of the palm. So heel of the palm is used to check the heave. This is metacarpal part. Metacarpals are used to check the thrill, and the tips of the fingers are used to check the pulsations. Thank you.